We often look at the pyramids and see tombs for gods, gateways to the afterlife. But what if we've been reading the story all wrong? Let's travel back, not just in time, but into the mind of a ruler who didn't just build a monument, he forged a new reality. The year is 3099 BCE. The Nile's waters run rich, and the sun bakes the golden sands of a kingdom at its zenith. At its heart sits a pharaoh unlike any before him. We call him the Golden Pharaoh, not just for the wealth he commanded, but for the sheer audacity of his vision. History tells us the pyramids were built for worship, for the journey to the next world. But in the court of the Golden Pharaoh, whispers told a different tale. He saw his kingdom teeming with life, with strength, with unparalleled riches. He saw the sweat of his people, the ingenuity of his architects, the unwavering loyalty of his armies. And he asked himself a question that would echo through eternity. Why build a tribute to the gods when I have created a god of a kingdom right here on earth? This wasn't about pleasing deities in the heavens. This was about awe. It was about solidifying power in the here and now. The command was given, not for a temple, but for a mountain of stone, an artificial peak that would scrape the sky, a testament not to divine favor, but to human will. The first pyramid wasn't a humble offering. It was a declaration of superiority. Imagine the scene. Architects, once tasked with designing modest tombs, are now commanded to defy gravity itself. How do you lift multi-ton blocks of limestone with nothing but rope, manpower, and an unshakable belief in a single man's vision? This was the ultimate test. Each stone hauled from the quarry was a symbol. Each block set in place was a verse in an epic poem of power. The workers weren't just building a structure. They were building a legend. They toiled under the blistering sun, their bodies aching, but their purpose clear. They weren't slaves to a tyrant's whim. They were artisans of an empire, creating something the world had never seen and would never forget. They were crafting a message meant for future generations, for us. They were proving that what a human mind can conceive, human hands can achieve. The pyramid rose, not as a silent tomb, but as a thundering roar of mortal achievement. While priests chanted hymns to Ra, the Golden Pharaoh watched his true temple rise. He saw it as the ultimate projection of his own ambition. It was a mirror reflecting the greatness of his reign, a fortress for his legacy. He believed that true immortality wasn't found in the afterlife, but in the memory of the living. To be remembered, you had to be unmissable. You had to build something so immense, so audacious, that it would force the world to acknowledge your existence for all time. He didn't build a monument to the gods. He built one to remind the living of what wealth, what power, what sheer human desire can make eternal. And so, the first pyramid stood complete. A golden capstone at its peak, catching the first and last rays of the sun, a beacon of ambition. It wasn't just a building. It was a philosophy carved in stone. A belief that our desires don't just shape our lives. They can shape the very landscape of history. When we look at these ancient wonders, let's remember the possibility they represent. That they weren't just built for death, but as the ultimate celebration of life, of power, and of the moment when a single burning desire became destiny. If you found this perspective inspiring, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories that challenge the way we see the past. The affair may end, but the elegance lingers.